Hi! Today we're gonna learn how to flatter or how to compliment somebody on something, yeah? You can't just use the Czech expressions and tell someone, wow, you're a cat today, or something like that. It just simply doesn't work, or calling someone a bone, it's not it, yeah. So I'm gonna teach you how to do that and how it is appropriate in the workplace or maybe when you meet somebody on the street and things like that, yeah? So let's have a look at it. It is really important to say that in the US, I noticed they prefer to talk about the things and not the people. It is quite sad, I must admit, but when you meet someone, for example, walking towards you on the street, you're probably just gonna say, oh, I love your jacket, or I love your dress, where did you get it? Rather than saying, oh, you're skinny, or oh, you gained some weight, or you look great in blue. That's another example when you're talking about colors. Then you can explain because it matches your eyes. One problem I hear very often is that Czech people tend to say, oh, it suits you. But what? We use the verb suit with some object, yeah? So you can say the scarf suits you or the hat suits you or something like that. But it's not a really good way of complimenting. It's better to be a bit more spontaneous and emotional and be like, wow, I love that scarf. Where did you get it? It feels more natural and more English, yeah? In a more formal setting, for example, at work or in some businesses, it is generally not very clever to be too direct and to say, you can tell your friend like, wow, you're stunning or you look stunning today. That's fine. But if you do that at work to your boss, she might think it's sexual harassment, which in the US is like 50% of the cases I read that the women take the compliments that way. So, I don't know, not a good idea. Another good phrase is what a and some singular noun, or what and then some plural noun. So you can just say, what a lovely necklace, or what a lovely ring, or if it's plural you will say, what nice shoes, or what lovely shoes, or what comfy shoes you have. And lastly, one of my favorite ones is to say, yeah, it looks good on you, or this jacket looks good on you. Where did you get it? I usually just follow with the question, where did you get it? I don't care at all, but it sort of takes away the attention from the thing to, you know, some other conversation. It's a good icebreaker or maybe a conversation starter for some small talk. Now, if you're eating and somebody made some food, you can just say, this is delicious. I personally like to use the word yummy, yeah, yummy, yum. It's the same like in Czech, yum, right? So, yummy. So, I don't know, this spaghetti is yummy. Can you give me the recipe? You can follow up with that. Or at the end of the meal, when you finish, you can say compliments to the chef. Yeah, and of course, they know who cooked it. We can talk about dogs and kids, right? So imagine your friend shows you a picture of their young kid doing something or their dog doing something, and you can say, oh, she or he is so adorable, or he or she is so cute. With dogs, you can also say he or she if you know the gender, but you can also say it. But generally, if somebody's showing you a picture of a dog, they're probably really affectionate with it, so you would say he or she. And you can add the sound to sound even more cool. You can add the sound "aww" when you see something nice, yeah? So you see the picture and you're like, oh, she's so cute. How old is she? Always follow up with some questions to keep the conversation going. Super important also is what to do with the compliment. You gotta accept it, yeah. I personally really don't like it when I compliment someone on something and they're like, oh, come on, was just $2, or come on, you're kidding, you're not serious. Why? Maybe I'm not so serious, but I'm still trying to give some positive energy, so receive it. Say like, oh, thank you, that's so kind of you. Or if you want to be a bit more formal, you can say, oh, I appreciate it, thank you, or thanks. Or even you can just say, oh, you're so sweet, thank you. I encourage you to use compliments, especially at the beginning of any conversation you can have with anyone. Not because you want something, but just because you want to be nice and positive, yeah? And if you receive some, well, accept it. Alright? So, good job today. Bye.